Hello, everyone. Leslie M. Thornton, Hypnosis for Permanent Weight Loss. Today we have Jen with us. She is a former client of the Hypnosis for Permanent Weight Loss program, newly engaged. Congratulations.
Thank you.
To kind of end your program off with a bang. That was so exciting to see. She's continued to stay in touch with us, which I always love and appreciate hearing back from our clients after they have completed their program. And she's generous enough today to share with you her story, because as always, I know how powerful it is to hear the different types of the tapestry, right? There's like all different flavors and shapes and colors and sizes of how we end up all being obsessed, with food, body, and weight. That leads us to a program like this to help you stop the mental obsession with food, body, and weight. Jen is a pharmacist and this amazing woman. She probably could lead the program after the way that she showed up. I actually practiced that with her a couple times on some of the calls. So really excited for you guys get to hear from her today. So Jen, thanks for being here.
Oh, I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, thanks so much. Perfect. So yeah, if you'd be willing to share, just where you were at before you found Hypnosis for Permanent Weight Loss, what you had tried in the past, and we'll go from there. That would be awesome.
Sure. Oh, my story starts a long time ago. My first Weight Watchers event, I was 8 years old with my mother. And
Which, by the way, same thing for me.
Yeah, I think that's where I connected with your story when I was listening to your podcasts. And so mom started Weight Watchers, had always had weight problems for, her adult life. My father has weight problems, many people in my family. And so they thought this would be a wonderful idea. I'll just go with mom. So I learned how to count calories and points and all those things back in the early iterations. I was doing Richard Simmons, sweating to the oldies.
I did that a couple times with friends. That was fun.
Jazzercise, keto, Weight Watchers multiple times with some success, mild success, keto with some success. And of course, after a little bit of time, the weight would come back on, and it wouldn't just come back on, it would come back on with a vengeance. And I would typically gain back, twice what I had lost. And so over time, I just kept gaining weight and gaining weight and gaining weight. I had a successful period of time. I actually did have a bariatric surgery 11 years ago, and that was a gastric sleeve. I lost 100 pounds. I did it, right? Like there I was. I am now 50 pounds up from the 100 pounds I lost. So,
wow. Thank you just for your willingness to share that so authentically.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And like, it just shows. And this is what I always say to my clients is like, this, because where we get lost in our brains, and you can let us know if this is like this for you, Jen, is like in that, like, we're engaging with ourselves, even though we're presenting on the outside as being like, we got it, pharmacists put together, making moves in life, which is all true. At the same time, it's like our inner world is like engaging with ourselves as I'm a failure, I'm messed up, I'm whatever the thought is, I'm an addict, I'm a food addict, I'm whatever, I can't control myself. And, we go, but then one of the initiatives of our program is to get your mind to be repaved of like, actually, you're a superstar, because the fact that Jen and anyone else listening to this that resonates, like, is willing to go to that length and lose that much weight, right? And even the gaining the weight back part, it's like you probably did that as a way to continue being successful and prove to yourself and others that you can make anything, you know what I mean? The stress and anxiety that comes with that, like, that is brilliant, and obviously still not the solution. So,
the stress was terrible. So when you lose that massive amount of weight, and I had lost 30 pounds in a month before, just doing low carbing, things like that in my history. When you lose a massive amount of weight and you gain back 4 pounds, 5 pounds, it doesn't even have to be hardly anything. All of a sudden it starts ticking in your brain. Oh no, must control, must start counting. I resonated when you had told us about, you knew every macro, every calorie going into your body. That was me as well. And I did it religiously. Oh, it was terrible.
And I don't know if you experienced this too, is like when I lost all my weight just by doing my super strict, no sugar, no flour, eating, weighing, measuring, all the different things, the weight gain every pound was terrifying.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
more of a trap than before I had all of that. And like, I don't know, to me is
How
like
many times a day did you weigh? Because there was the morning weigh completely naked, right? And then, maybe you'd wait a little while, go to the bathroom, whatever. But then you'd want to weigh again or weigh at night. You go, oh, I ate all this food and now the scale is up 5 pounds. And I remember that. I remember living by the scale as if that were the measure of me.
Oh my God, yes. It was like my happiness relied on what was happening on the scale. And I even noticed that when I left a relationship I was in during that time, it became even more like I was on the scale even more.
Oh,
So
sure.
just like, right, the added.
Well, I was in the online dating world after I left my husband 4 years ago. And, talk about paranoia. Well, you got to be skinny and beautiful going on these dates with these new gentlemen that you've never met, and you don't want to be judged. And my weight was lower back then. So we fast forward to a year ago and I began dating my fiance. I love that word, by the way. It's a great word. And we had been friends. He had seen me, by the way, 50 pounds lighter. He knew what that looked like. Didn't matter to him. It wasn't, he loves me for me. And he tells me that all the time. And he's a tall, skinny man. I just want to put that out there. But he loves every part of me. And we began dating. And honestly, I think I let go a little more. It was finally a happy place. Oh, I was eating happy. Of course, dating it means a lot of eating out, a lot of drinking, a lot of cocktails and socializing and doing all these things. I put 20 pounds on in 1 year. So, I kind of limped along those first 30 pounds. They were like 5 pounds a year. It wasn't anything that was exciting, but it kept playing in my brain.
Yes.
I was aware of them. Wasn't scared by them necessarily, but I'm like, I can get 30 pounds off, right? Because you can tell yourself these stories. Oh, it's just 20 pounds. I can get that off. And then you start obsessing about it and then stressing about it, and it's not coming off. And then you're doing things that are counterintuitive that actually make you put the weight back on. And that's kind of where I found myself.
Yeah, it's like you feel trapped almost, because it's just like when you're in isolation, or say you're in this safe, comfy relationship, say you're like, and this was my situation, I was with a partner who couldn't care less about food, like couldn't care less, like probably would forget to eat, and didn't need desserts, like didn't care about, like, oh, cool, this is here, great, like, oh, right. And it was like, and so when I was in a relationship with this person, it was like helping me with my sobriety from my food addiction, because this person didn't create any temptations for me. So I remember when I was considering like, oh, I don't think this is the relationship for me, I was concerned. I was like, but I'm gonna gain all the way back because, right, or like my sobriety of this is gonna be ruined because, but the coaching that I got was like, you can't stay in a relationship because of that, so it's just like these false senses of safety that we get, and my intention for all my clients is like, regardless of if you're in a relationship or not, or you're in isolation and a controlled environment or not, or you're in a relationship and it's brand new and there's cocktails and there's meals and there's drinks, that your weight stays the same